Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. In this video here, we're going to focus on Nmap scripting. Now, Nmap scripting engine is one of Nmap most powerful and flexible features. It allows Nmap to perform a variety of tasks. And Nmap scripts are written in the Lua scripting language, and it's named with the extension, as you see, NSE. Okay. They are stored usually in a script subdirectory of the main Nmap. Okay. Now, using those scripts, you can perform a variety of tasks. And also, as a user with some programming language background, you could write your own scripts to automate different types of networking tasks. Now, I'm gonna show you, in the practical part, a wide range of scripts, so you and where they are exactly located. Now, one of the most common types of in-map scripts include network discovery, more sophisticated version detection, vulnerability detection, backdoor detection, and vulnerability exploitation. Now, usually, those scripts are activated with dash s cap c, okay, option. Uh, that's the simplest and the easiest way to run those scripts. Or you could use dash dash script uh, to execute most common scripts with more granular control. Now, currently defined categories are authentication, broadcast, root, default, discovery, DOS, exploit, external, fuzzer, intrusive, malware, safe, version, and the vulnerability one. Now, this one here, this category here, it's test authentication mechanism on different network devices. The second one here, the broadcast, is it does the queries to the network and getting responses from multiple hosts. The brute for performing brute force attacks against services or protocols. The default one, those scripts that are run by default when Nmap is run, like using dash dash script equal default. Discovery, scripts for discovering hosts and services on your network. DOS scripts for testing network service availability and handling of DOS attacks. The exploit, those scripts for testing the vulnerability of specific service or protocol. The external here, this is the one if you want to interact with external system, like DNS servers or web servers. Okay, the fuzzer, those scripts for testing protocol implementation using random or fuzzed data. Intrusive, those for testing services in more intrusive manner. Like for example, if you want to send minform packets or exploiting, vulnerabilities. Malware for detecting malware on the network. Safe, those are safe to run against any target without causing any disruption. The version one is for detecting software version and other information about network services. And finally, the vulnerability one. This is to specify that only vulnerability related scripts should be executed during the scan. Now, here, to perform a script scan using default set of script, you could do the dash dash script equal default or dash sc. Now, this is the Nmap scripting format. You could type nmap dash sc, the domain name or the IP, or you could say the default. Now, if you want to run all scripts, okay, you could simply just remove the default and type all here. So in this case, you would use all parameter to execute, sorry, the all parameter will be used to execute all NSC scripts that are included with Nmap. Now, this will conclude the theory part. We will next step into the practical part. Now, before I proceed into the command line examples, so I would like to show you where to find the scripts in Nmap website. Here's the scripts, and that's the URL for it. So you could scroll down, you could see plenty of scripts. Let's say, for example, let's pick HTTP. Okay, here you can see the HTTP form brute force. Here's the summary of it. You know, obviously you have to read it. Okay, and here's the arguments that you could add it to the script when running. And here's how to use it. And here's the output. Okay, so where to find all the scripts in the command line? ls here's the scripts, plenty of scripts. Okay, now I want to show you something else, how to locate the scripts database file. Okay, so now if I want to, no, this file, by the way, all the scripts are stored in this file. Okay, and it is also located in the main Nmap directory. It contains the list of all NSC scripts and their related categories, you know, safe, intrusive, malware, backdoor, vulnerability, and so on. You're going to use nano. Here's the files. Notice this is entry, the file name, the script, the category. That's the default one. And here's other categories, discovery. Okay. What else here we have? We have broadcast category. So these are just like if you want to examine different scripts, they're right here. Okay. Now, let's assume you want to search for HTTP scripts. Okay. We use locate. Okay. More. Oops. Okay. So here's all the scripts you can see that belongs to HTTP. Okay. Okay. Now let's do sudo -r. Okay. Now, what about updating the database? You could do nmap -- script -update db. Now the question is when to use it. Only time you need to use this if you add it or remove NSF scripts. Okay. Now, if you recall from the lecture, you have also the option to use the -sc and also Dash capital letter A, by the way, it's if you remember it, it perform an aggressive scan like OS detection, version detection, script scanning, and trace route. Now let's examine another option for the broadcast. Now, this broadcast script or option in Nmap is used to perform a simple broadcast ping, okay? And will identify basically all live hosts on the local network, especially if you need to know specific IP address. In my case, I selected this one here, but for example, you could do this 0-24 and run it. And by the way, if you notice that the Nmap output showing you the ports, because by default, it will run port scan, okay? Now, let's look at another script. It's the display banner, okay? So start banner, oops, 2. Now, this is a very simple banner grabber. Nmap will connect to an open TCP port and prints out anything sent by the listening service within a few seconds. The banner enables hackers to identify OS, running services, and everything. Like here, for example, 2021, this is the banner is Pro FTPD. Okay. And here, if I want to go up, SSH, okay, right here for SSH. Here's the banner for Telnet. Here's the banner information. Okay. Now let's test for existing of backdoor. So we're gonna take the Nmap here, script FTP dash. Now, in one of my videos, I demonstrated how to exploit the backdoor in FTP vs FTPD. And now the output result is that here's the port number 21, and it says that it is vulnerable with the backdoor. And and this is the CVE, and that's the version of the FTP server. Was reported back in that date, and shell command default user ID. Okay, and if you want to know more about it, simply just double click here. Okay, open link, and it will take you to the website where you could read about it. Okay. Now let's try something else, is the authentication one, which is part of the categories we discussed. I'm using port 22 for SSH. Okay. So the information I received here, here you can see that this is the open port, okay, for it. and it simply display to you the authentication that is available for OpenSSH version number 4.7. Now let's look into another option to display the port status. So in map, script equal port status for IP. And here you could see that uh, if you go up here, you will see that the open ports listed and just displaying to you the closed port as well. Here's the open ports and here is the closed ports. Now let's do another testing for brute force. Okay. This might take a while. So we're going to specify the port brute force for telnet service script. And then I'm going to target with this portable too. Okay. Wrong. Now, performing brute force password auditing against telnet servers, this script Nmap uses a list of usernames and password to attempt to authenticate to telnet service running on the target host. By default, the script uses a set of commonly used credentials. However, you have an option to configure it and customize the username and a password sheet. Simply go back to the Nmap website and click on the scripts and look for this particular script and see what type of argument you could choose from. Okay, so the scanning is finished. You can see it took about 604 seconds. So here you can see the time limit, 10 millisecond exceeded. You can always modify the time limit with the arguments, which can be found in Nmap website. Now, here is the open port, telnet root, accounts, user. Let's see if this is okay. Telnet. Okay. User. Okay, see that? Now I'm inside Metasploitable using the Telnet protocol. Now, let's exit. Now, if you want, let's say, for example, you want to do brute force for FTP, password guessing, Now, you could do that. You could have several options, such as timeout, single user, a list of password in a file. The only thing you have to do just remove telnet and type FTP. But we're not going to run it because it will take a very long time. Now let's look at another option, the vulnerability one. Now, Nmap, if you use Nmap scripts, VULN, which stands for vulnerability, .2. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we run the script vulnerability against Metasploitable 2. We just give it few minutes. Okay, so the scan is finished right now. I want to move up just a little bit. Look how long it took. Took a while for it, by the way. Now, pay attention to what it says pre-scan. The pre-scan scripts are executed before the actual port scan started. They're typically used to perform like service version detection, OS fingerprinting, or even network discovery task. Okay, like discover the host here. Now, the pre-scan scripts can be used to gather information that can help Nmap in deciding which ports to scan for which techniques to use. So here you can see it started this. Let's say, for example, the simplest one. Here's open port, the backdoor, which is I showed you that before. Okay. And here we have what else? Here we have SMTP. Okay. It's available to key exchange. Okay. Continue with that. It's very long list, by the way, because it runs every vulnerability available. HTTP, for example, open port, script execution, it did not work very well. But here we have SQL injection, possible SQL for queries. Okay, open the link, for example. Okay, it would take us to the website. Okay. And the list will continue and continue. SQL Spider as well. Open link. Okay. And here we have file upload exploiter. Plenty of information here also. Open link. File viewer. Okay. And now, by the way, I just spoke about the pre-scan script. The post-scan scripts are executed after the post-scan is complete. They are typically used to perform tasks such as vulnerability detection, exploit testing, or service enumeration, as you have seen it here. Now, what I've done now, I run vulnerability against the target. I mean, every vulnerability in a database. Now, what happens if I want to specify very specific vulnerability? So I'll show you how. There's SV, then script. Then I'm gonna, let's say, pick HTTP dash CSRF. Okay. Cross-site scripting dash P port 80, comma 8180. Okay, we'll give it a few minutes. Actually, it did not take that long. Here you could see it, it tells this Apache Tomcat, and shows you some action that can be done. And also here, we just scroll up. It shows you that there's a possibility of login action. Okay, so open the link, take us to this web page. This is all for port 80. Okay, and this. Okay, so this is just a quick overview of Nmap scripts and how to use them. This video will provide you with a good start on, if you want to get deeper into more script options, And finally, I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you again.